Good evening. The lights are so bright. Hang on a second. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, sige. I was actually in a hurry going live because I started preparing for this at 6:30, like everything. So you can tell that I'm not early. Alrighty. So welcome everyone. This is going to be the free one-on-one coaching session here in the Demi Bernice Facebook page. Hi. Before we start, let me announce a couple of things while we're also waiting for other people to come and join us live. Few things. Number one, there is actually construction going in the background. That is why I'm using this type of microphone. The reason why I'm using this is the good thing with this mic is that it doesn't really hear anything that is outside of this, this space. So even if there's going to be hammering in the background, you wouldn't be able to hear it at least. And then, second thing is, if you are very much interested in enrolling in Create and Rise Academy, ladies and gentlemen, we are opening in March 1. March 1 is how many days left already, since there is only 2 days left in February, so 3 days. 3 days na lang. Yeah, because it's Friday today, and then the opening is going to be Monday. So, we are opening for batch Jacinth. I'm very careful when pronouncing the batch and then the Jacinth because I realize that, both has C, T, and H. So it's a little bit difficult to pronounce. It's a little slippery. Okay. So there's that. The enrollment fee is going to be $11,700 if you're very much interested. The rest of the details are going to be laid on you or going to be revealed on the day of the enrollment period. So that's going to be March 1, right? So March 1, I would say 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. we are already opening at that day. All right. So there's that. For the opening of Create and Rise Academy. Now, let's go to our agenda for tonight, and that is having this one-on-one live coaching session. So this one, I've already done it once. I haven't done it twice, so this is the second time that I'm doing it. The first one that we did it was during the Christmas season is when I did it. Kind of like a gift for the people who are following the Facebook page for you. Ayan. So we I kind of made it as a Christmas gift, and then we have a couple of ground rules when we are doing this live one-on-one coaching session. Number one is I cannot stress this enough. One of the things that I'd like to tell you is that I truly hope that the questions that you're going to ask is not about basic freelancing stuff. The reason for that is I have published videos already about how to start freelancing, right? Basically, if we can do to the best of our ability to kind of like do away from the question how to start freelancing, that one is okay. But I hope you're not going to come in here and simply ask like, how can I start freelancing, that kind of stuff, because I already created a lot of videos for that already. I'm kind of looking into answering a little bit more difficult questions because there are also a lot of people that are very much interested in the other parts of freelancing in itself, not just the starting part. And our very first session was about getting more clients. So if you haven't seen that, if you're a new follower here on the Facebook page, welcome. And the replay of that very live one-on-one session is actually available on the YouTube channel. So you can definitely go there and then check it out. The title is Getting More Clients as a Filipino Freelancer. That's the title. Alrighty. But if you have questions on how to get clients, it's fine. Like if you're going to ask me tonight how to get clients, I'm fine with it. I can definitely help you with that. But let's just simply do away like, how can I start freelancing? Like, let's try to like dive a little bit farther from that question. Okay. There's that. And then another one of the ground rules is that I'd also like to mention that when you are asking your question, please be brief and precise. I hope that you're also ready for this. And by ready, I mean like if you have links to show me, if you have some portfolios that you want to show me, I hope that it's already ready so that I can just check out the comment section and then get the link from there, and then we can start doing the thing, right? So there's that. And then another one is that if your internet connection is not working on my end, I'm afraid that I have to cut the call and then proceed to the next caller because we're going to have a lot of callers tonight. Diba? Parang video DJ or parang nasa radyo lang tayo. Parang it looks like we're in a radio station. So if your internet connection is not going to make it, I'm afraid that I have to drop the call and then proceed to the next caller so that we can accommodate more callers tonight. Alrighty. Okay, so let us start. I'm going to be copying the link and then paste it in the comment section so that I'll be ready. Ay, teka nga pala, hindi pala naka-on yung AirPods ko. How will I hear you? Okay, sandali lang. So I'll be copying and pasting the link to the comment section. And I'll be waiting for your call. Sandali. Ay, hindi pala naka-on ang aking keyboard. Ayan. There are so many technological mishaps because I prepared for this at like last few minutes. So forgive me for that. Okay, so the link the link to where you can join this very live video is already here in the comment section. I'll be waiting for our very first caller, and while we are doing that, I'd also like to answer a couple of questions that were presented in the comments in the previous what do you call this? In the previous post. Sandali lang kasi medyo like there's so many things happening on my screen. I have 2 monitors, but there's so many things happening in the screen. Alrighty. Again, to the people who are wanting to join this live video tonight, the link is already in the comment section and you can start calling. Okay? Sandali lang. Ba't di ko ma-close? Why is this happening? Why? Char. Wait lang. Leave. Okay. So, while we are waiting for a caller. Okay. Yes, you can drop your questions here too. Joy de Jesus is asking, can we drop your questions here too? Yes. Yes, of course. You can do that. Alrighty. First caller in. Oh, second. Dami ng callers. Sadali. Isa lang guys. Isa lang. Okay, we'll answer this one first. Alrighty. We have, yeah, okay. Dorothy Joy. Dorothy, you are here already in the... Why is your camera off? Sandali lang. Ay, na-cancel. Okay, Dorothy, if you're watching this live video, I'll get back to you later. Kasi I think hindi pa siya ready. Okay, so let's have Diona Ashley Sanchez. Hello. Hi, Diona. You are live now? Sandali lang, parang hindi kita marinig. Is it just me or is it... Hang on. Medyo nahihirapan ako na hindi naka-on ang aking keyboard. Sandali lang. Muted in sound levels. Why is this? Sandali bakit kasi naka-mute? Diona, can you check on your end if your microphone is on because it says muted in sound levels here. So you might want to check on your sounds if you're muted. Okay. Hello. Sa mga nasa chat box, say hello daw. Hello. Hi. While we're waiting for Diona. Diona, I'm afraid I can't hear you. And then your internet is also a little bit choppy. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to proceed to the next caller. If you can try to figure out something about your internet connection, you're more than welcome to call in a bit. Okay? Alrighty. Another one. Let's see here. Guest is in the green room. Why is it called green room? Sige. Muted in sound levels still. Oh, there you go. It was my fault. Oh my gosh. So much technical difficulty. Sorry guys, huh? Okay. Bimb, I just answered your call, but I can't see anything. Nothing from your camera. Can't hear your audio, so I'm gonna have to proceed to the next caller. Sige, we'll find the right caller, guys, when the time is right. All right, this one, let's see what we have here. Okay. Lex de Borja. Ayan.
Hi.
Hi, Lek. Good evening. Kumusta? And for a little bit of background lang, tell me if you're a mentee. If you're not yet a mentee, it's okay. No, wala namang hard feelings. I just want to know if I can help you, if I can redirect you to the modules or hindi. So, tell me a little bit about yourself or saan ka located, and then how can I help you tonight?
Yeah, so I'm from Tagum City, no? So
Uy,
yeah, I just enrolled. So I'm from Batch Inez.
yes.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello po. So yun po, yung bali yung may question lang po is kasi actually nandun pa lang ako sa 3.1 sa module,
Okay.
and then or doon sa part na parang you should know who your kung sino yung mong maging client. So ako talaga, yun talaga yung parang challenge for me na paano mo nga ba malalaman kung sino yung gusto mong client?
Okay, how will you know exactly kung sino ang gusto mo maging client? So, like, there are a couple of guide questions that you can take note of when you are trying to find your ideal client. Pero sandali lang, I will just move my camera a little kasi okay. So, one of the questions that you might want to ask yourself when you are trying to find your client is number 1, do you understand their business? Kasi it's very important that when you are doing a service for a specific person, you have to at least understand where they're going and what are they trying to do, what are their dreams, what are their goals, their aspirations, and their fears, because that's the only way that you would be able to help them further. So, what's going to happen if you're not knowledgeable in the business that your ideal client is doing? So, first things first, you need to do research, right? So, kung
Okay.
mag-research ka, then it's easier for you to understand your client's situation. And then, this is, by the way, regardless what kind of service you are trying to offer. So, regardless if gusto mo mag-copywriting, mag-video editing, mag-graphic designing, all that kind of stuff, regardless what your service is, you really need to at least get the foundational idea and information of what your client is trying to do, okay, or what your client's business is. That's number 1. So if for example, you are very much informed naman kung ano yung business ni client, then that's one of the things that I'd like to recommend to you is if you understand naman pala the business of the client, then that's one of the best ways on how you can gauge if that person is your ideal client. Second one, another question that might help is who do you want to become? In my case kasi, when I was still a freelancer, I really wanted to be a female coach. Diba? So, freelancing, sige, I really wanted to be a coach. Ganun. And then, one of the things that helped me decipher as to who I want to be as my ideal client avatar is the person that I want to be soon. Right? So, sino naman yung
Yeah.
mga clients mo or sino yung mga business owners specifically that you want to be or you want to become very soon, because the reason for that is if you're going to work with them right now, you're more likely to learn from them than trying to figure it out by yourself later. So that is why I tried to serve female entrepreneurs and female online coaches. And then now that I'm already a coach, then it's easier for me to navigate in a lot of stuff, which is, I think, was one of the extreme blessings that I have is that I learned from my clients before I eventually became a coach. So there's that. And
Mm.
then another one, another factor or another guide question that you can ask yourself when you are trying to choose an ideal client is, do you actually enjoy what they are doing? So, from
Yeah.
afar, from a freelancer's perspective, do you enjoy what your client is doing? Do you actually enjoy their business? Do you like learning from that kind of business? If yes, then go for it, right? If not naman, then you might want to reconsider, because what we're doing here is we're trying to provide service to the people that needs our help. And if we don't even like helping them because we kind of like not like the business, right? Then it will also manifest to the emails that you're going to send, to the products or services that you're going to offer to these people. So there's that. Yeah. So, like,
All right.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, yeah. You gave me an idea. Thank you so much.
Okay. Is that all that you have tonight or meron ka
Yeah,
pang follow-up
yeah.
questions?
Yeah, is that all kasi actually ngayon ako, currently employed kasi ako, so rest day ko, and ngayon ako ng modules mo. Yeah.
Ayan.
So magsa-study ako ngayon ng course. Alright.
Okay, that's
Thank
really
you.
nice. Thank you so much, Lek. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
night.
Alright.
Bye-bye. Alrighty. So that question was about finding your ideal client avatar. To the people who are new here on the Facebook page, I do encourage the the audience or you guys or the people who are watching my video to find your dream clients or at least identify them firsthand. So meaning, when you are trying to become a freelancer, when you're trying to become a service provider, you have to identify who you want to serve. Reason for that is because of the competition, there are so many people around us. There's so many freelancers already. If you're not going to niche down, you're just going to be any other average freelancer, right? So that is why you need to find what skills you want to offer, who is the person that you want to serve, so that if you're going to combine that together, the skill that you're offering and the person that you want to serve together, that is going to be your niche. Okay? And then you will be known for that. So, say for example, like for me, I became kind of like well known as a sales funnel designer for female entrepreneurs. Yun na yung niche. Okay? So that's what Lek was asking earlier. Alrighty, we have two more callers here. Let's see. Mary. Hi, Mary. Hello. Hi, Mary. Medyo nagfi-feedback yung iyong yung iyong speaker or yung iyong headphones ba. I can hear myself and then meron siyang parang echo. It's okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. All right. So, Mary, can you give me a little bit about a little background about yourself, if you're a mentee or not? Again, no hard feelings, just for me to like gauge where can I point you, and then your location and your question for the day.
Okay. Hi, Demi. I'm Mary, and I'm from Cagayan de Oro. So, um, balak ko actually, before nakita ko yung live video mo, parang nagustuhan ko kaagad. Gusto ko lang hingi ng advice. Can you still hear me? Hello?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I'm listening. Sorry.
Gusto ko lang maghingi ng advice kasi matagal ako sa freelancing since 2012 pa. And then, I really wanted to have my own, kung baga, meron akong website, tapos gusto kong mag-concentrate, mag-income na yung website ko. Nangyari kasi ngayon is, nagko-concentrate ako sa mga clients ko. Meron kasi akong, one full-time and two part-time. So, ang nangyayari, parang hindi ko na, parang yung plano ko sa website or yung plano ko sa in the future is natatagalan kasi mas more on nagko-concentrate ako sa clients ko. So, I wanted to, full-time sa yung mga plano ko sa websites ko, kung anong mga plano ko doon. Pero, yun na nga, parang natatagalan kasi mas kino-concentrate ko ngayon yung mga clients ko. So, I would like to ask your parang parang gusto mong suggestion ko kung gagawin ko or something like that.
Okay, so to recap your question, you are saying na marami kang plano for your websites, but
Yes,
you're currently focusing on your clients. So you mentioned
yes.
also that you have how many full-time nga, tsaka how many part-time?
Full-time lang at saka two part-times pero lang flexible hours lang siya.
Okay. So, one full-time tsaka two part-time. All right. So I
Yeah.
get what you're where you are coming from rather. So, firstly siguro I would like to ask muna kung ano yung priority. What's your current priority really? Is what you're earning something that you really need of right now? So kung for example, you're going to let go one of your clients, is it really going to affect you financially? As in, are you going to get crippled if you let go of one of your clients?
Actually, puwede namang i-let go yung 2 part-time,
Mm-mm.
but we do have ano kasi parang project in the near week I mean this year we do have project for our ano parang may project kami sa husband ko tapos kung i-let go ko yung maybe two part-time parang matatagalan yung project na sana gagawin namin this year or nag kasi sobrang tagal na 2012 pa ako nag-start and then yung mga plans ko is ano na, parang ano na talaga, parang ano, parang go signal na puwede ay gusto ko ng mag-concentrate dun. Parang gets mo? Parang
I get it. I get it.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, let me ask you about you and your husband's project. So, is that something that you are trying to prioritize then right now?
Hopefully, yes.
Okay. So, here's my suggestion. This is my personal advice lang ha. It's up
Yeah,
to you if you're
yeah,
going to want to take it or not. But to me kasi the way I see it is there's so many things that you want to achieve like right away,
yeah,
right? So there are
yeah,
three things that's currently happening in your head and you want them to all happen
yeah,
all at once. So in that sense, Mary, medyo hindi talaga siya possible. Kasi there's only one of you right now unless you want to hire someone, which it really depends din kasi on your financial capability, right? You can't just randomly say, I want to hire someone to help me with my three clients right now, pero I'm not really sure if this is going to suffice. Kasi you're not familiar with your financial capabilities yet. Tapos you mentioned about what you want to happen with your website, and then you also mentioned about the project that you want to achieve with your husband. These are three different things. And even if, for example, meron kang oras, as in like you have all the time in the world to even achieve these three things, I still wouldn't suggest about achieving them all right away or
yeah,
at least in
yes.
time. Kasi the problem with that is you're going to be spreading yourself thin. And what's going to happen to the people that are spreading themselves thin? Lahat ng services or lahat ng business nila is going to be subpar. Alright? So, ganun siya. I want to ensure lang din na when you are trying to, what do you call this? When you are trying to achieve something, it should be where your heart is. Okay? And at the same time, it's also it would be best if it's where your heart is and at the same time you can monetize it as well. All right? So, my suggestion, I'm going to give you actionable steps already. So, with your three clients, if kayang i-let go ang some of the part-time, do that if you really want that to happen. But as you have mentioned, it seems to me like your current priority is your project with your husband and your clients. Yun yung first two things na I really am thinking na parang yun talaga yung that's where your heart is currently. And then the website that you mentioned is something that can be done at a later time naman. Like if you can do that at a later time, there's no problem. You are not in a rush. Okay? I would say lang na with between these three things, you might want to consider at least achieving one or two. And if you can focus on one, better. If you cannot focus on one but you would want to get two of them, sure. Right? But yun lang, manage your time and then ensure that while you are balancing those two things, you are actually still doing the best that you can to provide better quality service to your clients. Okay? So, there's that. Did I answer your question or do you have any other follow-up question? Mahina daw ang audio ko, sabi ng mga peeps.
Um,
Hello?
yes, hello. Hello?
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
did I answer your question or did I ano?
Yes, yes, meron nakalimutan ko yung sasabihin ko. Actually, um, this is my first time to do live kasi. So,
It's okay, it's okay.
yeah. So, okay, okay na yun. At least I have some suggestion from you.
Okay. All right, sige. Thank you so much, Mary, and
Thank
have a great
you.
night.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Guys, mahina pa talaga ang aking mic. Sandali I will try to adjust some stuff here. I'll see what I can do. Ayan. Hello, hello. Carry na ba or hello, guys? Do you are you Can you still hear me? Mahina talaga siya. Let me see. Why is it mahina? Sige, I will check on the stuff. Okay. Is it still mahina? Okay na. Okay. Alright, so siguro kanina lang siya medyo mahina. Alright. Okay, I'd like to also ask people, no, in the comment section earlier while Mary was calling, you mentioned about the dog, and it's fine, diba? So I saw the comment section about the dog in the background. Let's not be rude lang, siguro. There are ways for us to suggest something without being rude, okay? So let's not do that next time, guys. Wag tayong maging let's not do that kind of stuff to the people that are not doing anything against us. She probably didn't know, and that's fine. I also had the control here to do the mute, pero yun nga, medyo na-focus ako sa pag-discuss ng stuff. So there's that. All right. So, ayan, malakas na daw. Finally. Nainis ako baka kasi lang, yung aking controls dito, medyo mahina. Okay, so there, we're going to proceed to the next caller already. We have Kyle. Sige, Kyle is in the guest room. Remove from the guest room. Hi, Kyle. Kyle, I'll put you live already. It says you have muted yourself. Guest has muted themselves. Ayan.
Hello po.
Okay. There.
Hello po, Miss Demi.
Hi. Ayan. Okay. Hi, Kyle. Good evening. Can you
Hello
give
po.
me a little bit of a background about yourself?
Hello po.
And then, if you can also
Hello po.
mention kung taga
Ako
saan
po,
ka and how can I help you
taga,
today?
taga Binyan, Laguna po. Ma'am, ako po
Binyan,
yung
Laguna.
17 years old po na yung sa copywriting po. 7 months yung
Okay.
sinabi niyo po yung sa cellphone, yung mga
Mm-mm.
mentors po. Yun po. Ano po
Okay. So, how
kasi,
can I help you?
7 months, ano pa rin po ako, doon pa rin po ako namumroblema po. Doon po sa copywriting ko po, yung hindi po ako makapaghanap ng hindi pa ako makapag-umpisa, ganun po. Parang yung ang dami ko pong ideas and yun nga po, yung mga ideas po na about dun sa copywriting, yung ang dami ko na yung nabasa na libro po, yun. Hindi ko lang
Okay.
po alam kung paano po talaga pinaka maumpisahan po, ganun. Parang nag-testing din, wala po kasi akong grade 10 pa lang po ako, tapos hindi pa po ako tapos ng grade 10, tapos yung naglalagay po ako sa portfolio sa resume ko po, pero wala pa akong mailagay na experience tsaka po education po. Yung sa experience po nilagay ko po doon, tinulungan ko po yung nanay ko po sa business niya tsaka po yung sa business nung kaibigan niya. Ako po gumawa po ng photo po tsaka po nung parang print yung ads po, yung paid ads po, ganun. Pero hindi pa naman po siya paid talaga, parang organic lang po, ganun. Yung point, hindi ko
Okay.
lang po alam kung ano na po susunod kong gagawin. Cellphone lang po gamit ko. Hindi ko po kayang talaga. Wala pa rin po ako mabenta, ganun. Wala po akong
Okay.
mabenta sa bahay para po makabili po ng laptop, ganun po. Ano pong gagawin ko po? Yun.
Firstly, ayan, medyo mailaw ka na, Kyle. I was going to ask you na, pwede move ka konti para makita ko naman yung iyong gwapong face. Ayan. So, firstly, you at 17, grade 10 ka pa lang, you're already interested in freelancing. Congratulations to you. That's already a very big step. Like, you are way ahead of the people that are even thinking about freelancing. Merong mga tao na they're already at 40, tapos ngayon lang nila discover ang freelancing. You are in a right track. Yun. Tapos, you at 17 thinking about buying a laptop, tapos meron kang mobile phone. Firstly, I would say, now with your mobile phone, you can already do so many things. Diba, merong all you need to do to become a copywriter is really get a Microsoft Word. Meron namang mga writing apps sa phone, diba? Ang dami. Ang daming writing apps sa phone. I know that because when I didn't have a laptop back in the day and I was trying to publish my own book, yun lang yung ginagamit ko. So there are a bunch of writing apps. So you are fine the way it is. I think the first thing that you need to do is not find clients yet. Okay? The reason for that is I want you to gain more experience before you even put yourself out there, because the more, parang kung mas marami ang bala mo before ka pumunta sa gera, then the better, right? And the way that you can do that is try to approach small businesses. Depende sa'yo kung gusto mong local business ba, or depende sa'yo kung gusto mo na, what do you call this? Parang Philippine business muna. And try to tell them that you are offering a copywriting service, pero as of this moment, for them, free na lang muna. So the reason for that is I want you to reach out to them and do a little bit of copywriting service for them para you get the experience first, and then you ask for their testimonial. So this is what we call pro bono clients or free to fee, right? So ang parang anong tawag nito? Ang parang the catch of that is if you're going to do that to the local businesses or whoever it is that you please, you have to consider terms and conditions muna para hindi ka maabuso. Kasi syempre, meron naman talaga tayong mga clients na nang-aabuso kapag free yung mga pinagagawa natin, di ba? So, try to reach a local business or whoever it is na parang komportable ka na merong Facebook page or merong social media. Okay, na may business, yung parang merong pinopromote, di ba? Kahit sabihin mo online sellers who are offering something, you can reach out to them and say, magla-live ka ba mamaya? Di ba may mga online sellers na nagla-live? Ano yung mga sinusulat sa description? That's already copywriting right there. That's the easiest way in. You can reach out to online sellers na gusto mag-live. Magla-live ka ba mamaya? Pwede ako bang sumulat ng description mo para sa live video mo mamaya? Tapos tingnan natin kung mas marami ang reach. Right? Because the way you can do copywriting is if you're going to write descriptions or product descriptions, and then a lot of people are, you can gain more attention with copywriting. That's one way of how copywriting works, right? Easier way in. Ganon siya. So you can reach out to local businesses na may Facebook page or may mga social media platforms, or even if you just do it by yourself or for yourself. So for example, you are trying to sell something. You mentioned earlier na si parents mo mayroong business, right? So ano naman yung mga tinitinda ng parents natin dyan? So what you can do is post that specific business in your very own Facebook account. Try to write your own copy for that. That's a good practice. And then apart from reaching out to local businesses and then asking them for a free-to-fee service or for a pro bono service, kada punta mo sa kanila or kada offer mo ng free service mo, you ask for a testimonial. Okay? So, sasabihin mo, client, ibibigay ko sa'yo to for free ngayon, tapos ang hiling ko lang sa'yo is give me a testimonial para makabuild ako ng portfolio or makabuild ako ng testimonials ko. Kasi gusto ko talagang magkaroon ng paying clients pero as of this moment, hindi ko pa siya kaya. So, nagpa-practice muna ako. Tapos, nagko-collect muna ako ng testimonials. Pwede ba ikaw yung isa sa mga client na hihingan ko ng testimonials? So, ganun siya, right? So, you can reach out to them like that. And then, yung terms and conditions naman, sasabihin mo lang, ilang posts or ilang products ang gagawin mo ng product description. right? As a copywriter. So, ilang products, ilang product description, and then ilang revisions. Pag hindi nagustuhan ni client yung first draft, hanggang ilang ulit ka ng drafts ang pwede mong ibigay sa kanya for free. Right? So, isa lang ba? O, isang revision lang ba? Or isang version lang ba ng product description ang ibibigay mo dun kay client na free? Tapos, sa second tsaka sa third revision, papabayad ka na ba? Ganon. Or you can also, what do you call this? Lagyan mo ng leeway konti. Sabihin mo, ibibigay ko sa'yo yung first draft. Tapos, pag di mo nagustuhan, meron tayong 3 beses na pwede natin siyang i-revise. Ba? So, 3 beses natin siyang pwedeng i-revise. Tapos, pag naka 3 beses na tayo, tapos feeling mo, gusto mo pa siyang i-revise, I'm afraid I already have to charge for that. Okay? So, ganun siya, Kyle. Clear ba siya sa'yo? And then, is that all that you need for tonight? Meron ka pa bang ibang questions?
Clear na po, pero may isa pa po akong question. Last na po.
Okay. Sure.
Ano po? Kasi po, ako consistent owner po ako mula kindergarten hanggang ngayon po. Yung na high honor pa po, ganun. Ang gusto po ng family ko, mag-college po ako, ganun. Ako po, ayoko na po mag-college. Gusto ko na lang po mag-focus sa skills ko. Tapos, lifetime learner po. Yung lifetime learner na lang, ganun. Parang focus on skills kasi po, yung naaral ko po yung lalo na yung sa mga Rich Dad Poor Dad, yung sa mga libro na nabasa ko po, mas naliwanagan po ako. Tsaka po yung mindset ko po na iba po, yung mas reality na po ako kasi po dati po sa school, ang kakumpetensya ko, mga kaklase ko po ngayon, ganun. Ngayon po, ang mentality ko na po, yung sarili ko na lang po ang kalaban ko dito. Parang better na lang, mas better na ako ganun sa sarili ko. Tsaka po natutuwa po ako pag may natututunan akong bago. Ang problema lang po, hindi po sang-ayon yung parents ko na hindi po ako mag-college. Kaso po, lagi po nilang pinapursue na ngayon po, taasan ko yung grades ko, ganun. At the end of the day, wala po akong matutunan kasi hindi po consistent yung mga pinag-aaralan ko unlike dito. Skills po, nas na-improve ko po, ganun. Parang gusto ko po mag-focus dito pero ayaw po nila. Ganun. Ano pong gagawin ko po dyan? Makikinig pa po ba ako?
Okay. So, ako medyo takot ako magbigay ng mga advice na ganito kasi personal siya eh. So, sa'yo naman, it was very clear to me that you really wanted something else. 'Di ba? So, ayun lang yung gusto kong i-emphasize sa iyo is depende kasi talaga yan sa iyo eh. Gary V would always say na ensure that when you are dreaming about something, make sure the dream is yours. Okay? It doesn't have to be big. It has to be yours. Right? And kahit ito guys, sa mga nanonood dyan personally, there are so many people who's going to say na, uy, Kyle, you really need to finish college kasi yan lang yung ipapasa mo sa ganon-ganon. Diba? Meron tayo mga, I know there will be people who will be commenting that specific thing. Pero ako naman kasi, I've seen it time and time again. The students inside Create and Rise Academy, marami sa kanila ang hindi nakapagtapos pero 100K a month. Right? And it's not that I'm pushing parang, uy, okay na yan, basta marami kang pera. Hindi naman siya ganun. To me lang kasi, when you are trying to dream about something, when you really want something for yourself, you have to do it for yourself eh. Kasi dyan din ako galing. I had to finish college kasi yun yung gusto ng parents ko. And at the end of the day, hindi lang ako naging happy. Right? So kung hindi ko na discover ang freelancing, siguro na kapag nasa teaching job pa rin ako, nagtuturo pa rin ako ng kindergarten. Kasi nga all my life, that's just how things were. Sinabihan ako ng parents ko na, uy, magtapos ka ng college kasi importante yan, ganito, ganyan. So, I did it for them. Pero, kung alam ko lang ang freelancing back in the day, siguro hindi na ako hindi na ako nakapagtapos. So, Kyle, hindi kita masasabihan or hindi ako makakapag-advise sa'yo ng step-by-step process on how you're going to go through this. But I want you to remember that when you're trying to pursue something, make sure that it's your decision all the time. Kasi, Another story. Kasi sa akin, nung nag-freelancer ako, nung nag-start ako mag-freelance, hindi naman talaga agree yung parents ko. Sabi nila, oh, tinatapon mo lang yung license mo, 4 years kang nag-college, tapos meron kang lisensya, tapos hayaan mo lang, ganun, ganun. So, nag-away kami ng parents ko. 6 months kami na hindi nagkausap ng mama ko. And then, later on naman, nung nag-start na akong mag-ipon, nung nag-start na akong makapag-earn ng pera, and then nakita yun ng mama ko, then she started coming back to me and saying na, oh, kailan ka bibisita dito sa bahay? Right? It was only a matter of time that my parents started to forgive me na medyo hindi nila naintindihan kung ano yung mga decision na ginawa ko back in the day. But then, they were also able to see that I can stand up with my own 2 feet. So, Kyle, kung ano yung gusto mo sa buhay mo, go for it. And I get also that you are scared that you might be disappointing your parents, but remember, kahit balibalik ta rin ang mundo, you're still their son. And regardless what it is that you're going to want to pursue, at the end of the day, anak ka pa rin nila and they will always come back to you. Okay? Yan. So is that helpful, Kyle? Or meron ka pa bang ibang questions?
Hindi na po. Sige, ayos na lang po yun. Yun na lang po.
Okay, thank you so much, Kyle,
Thank you
and
po. Thank you po so much.
congratulations for being a 17-year-old and you're like way ahead of your game. So, thank you so much, and I hope you
Thank you po.
meron ka ng decision very soon. So, I'll pray for you. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Bye-bye!
Thank you po. Bye-bye. Bye-bye po.
Ayan. I'm very emotional. Medyo na-touch ako. Okay, so we don't have callers in place. I'll comment again. Or I comment. I'll put the link again in the comment section and see if we're going to have more callers. Pero wala na tayong callers so far, no? Wala nang waiting. Baka meron pang gustong mabel dyan. Ayan. Sige nga, let's see what's inside the comment section. Merong nagsasabi, si Jada, sabi niya, do it for yourself or ibiblame mo sa iba yung anxiety mo sa work and hirap i-credit ng sarili sa success kasi di mo feel. True! Right? And then, another one from Rai. You can still study and do your side hustle, Kyle. It's also way of networking to showcase your talents and skills while earning a degree. Iba-iba lang talaga tayo ng ano. Di lang dapat smart tayo academically, dapat smart din tayo sa decisions in life. Ay, nag-trending ka, Kyle! Nag-trending. Okay. Ayan, ang dami namang caller. Okay, we have one, Mika. Let's see here. Guest is in the guest room. Mika, di ko makita yung iyong mic. Si
Hello?
Freya ay nag-ano. Hi! Hindi pa rin kita
Hi, sorry.
makita, Miko.
Sorry lang.
Yung aking
How about
minglets. Ayan, there. Kita na kita. Ayan.
Hello.
Hi, Mika. Good evening.
Hi, Coach
Can you...
Demi.
Hello.
Good
Can you tell
evening.
me a little bit of a background about yourself? And then, how can I help you tonight?
Okay, so I'm Mika. I'm from Batch Gamma. And
Gamma!
my niche is, my niche is podcast audio editing for podcasters and content creators. So parang one skill of focus and then multiple client avatars. I'm still in the
Yes!
process of finding clients. Medyo tough yata yung competition or baka slow lang ako sa pag-market. I'm not sure. But yeah, I just built my portfolio recently. So okay, I'm finding the clients already. So here's my question. Parang dalawang main questions siya. So the
Okay.
first one is so every time there's a prospect client inquiring about my services and rates, I'm a bit hesitant if I'll drop my rates right away. Is it okay if is it okay that I ask them first if it's gonna be a one-off project or like a regular or weekly thing? And then should I drop my rates parang upon their inquiry? Kasi parang it will
Okay.
make the customer journey a bit easier for them, di ba? Pero may kaba
Mm-mm.
feeling baka hindi na nila ako balikan. Like, in my most of my experience, parang ganun yung nangyayari. And then the second part is like, I also tend to ask or tell them that we could jump on a call so that I'd
Mm.
know how to be of best service to them. I'm just unsure if I should go for closing deals via email or parang chat, or if it's best to be able to talk to them on a call. So those are my questions. And
Okay, sige. Firstly, your question was, should I drop my rates at the time when we are doing negotiation? Rule of thumb. Rule of thumb natin dyan, Mika, is we shouldn't be dropping our rates ever. Okay? The reason for that is, sorry, joiners yung aking pusa. So the
Freya.
reason for that is, yes, Freya is here. The reason for that is, hindi mo naman alam kung afford ni client or hindi. Okay? Never drop it unless the client would say na hindi kita afford. Okay? And I'll give you more insights in a bit. But when you're in a client call, never drop your rates because you don't even know yet if your client can afford you or not. Paano kung afford niya tapos dinrop mo? 'Di ba? So you just lost an ample amount of money there. Kapag naman nagsabi sa client, for example, na, okay, so I can't afford you for now, there are two things that you can do. Number one is retain your rate or keep your rate just how it is. And then you add more freebies and more services to it para mas malaki yung value ng pera na ipipay nila sa'yo. Okay? So, never drop your rate. Pero, that's one option lang. Never drop your rate. Pero you add more freebies, you add more services to it that you deem helpful or yeah, you deem helpful for your client. So that's one option. Second option is if your client is going to say na, "Uy, hindi mo na kita afford, hindi siguro mo na kita i-hire at this time." Try to turn that around and say, "Okay, client, ano pala yung budget mo?" And then sabi ng client, say for example, yung original rate mo is $500 and then yung budget ng client is only 300. Sabi niya, 300 lang kasi yung budget ko ngayon. Sabihin mo, okay client, that's completely fine. If we're going to pursue with $300, here are the only things that I can give to you. Okay? So, syempre, nag-drop yung rate. It's only reasonable for you to also drop the package. Kung ano man yung ano yung nasa worth 500, i-drop mo ng konti. Ano yung pwede mong alisin dun sa package na yun para you can curate a new package that's only worth 300. Okay? You are kind of like meeting the client halfway. Those are two options. But never drop your rates unless the client is going to say na, uy, wala akong budget. Okay? Ano nga yung ulit yung second question mo? Nakalimutan ko na.
Okay. Second question is, parang, is it okay that I also include dun, kunwari, ka-chat ko siya, then I'll tell them na we could also jump on a call or parang,
Okay.
yung parang minsan, di ba, kaya naman ma-close via email or something like that. But yeah, parang isang option lang din usually
I
na
see. Okay.
mag-calls.
So, I would always go for a call. The reason for that is I want to get into the client's vibe. So, I want to get to know her better para I would also get to know sige nga, kung if we're going to go in a call this time, ano yung mga traits ni client that I need to take note of while I'm still in this project? Like, is she jolly? Is she cheerful? Ano yung mga nagpapasaya sa kanya? Ano yung mga pet peeves niya? Just in that 1 hour call. I'll try to be as observant as I can because maraming information. There are so many information that you can get in a call. Now, if you're not confident enough yet to close the deal via call, what you can do is ibaba mo yung call, leave the meeting or tell the client, okay, what I can do is I can send you a proposal. Dito na mag-enter, naka-red carpet na si proposal at this time. So, you can end the call where you talked about, yeah, I'm very much interested in ganito. And then you can say, all right, that's good to hear. Before you even talk about the price, you can do that, right? Before you even talk about the price, you can say na, uy, that's okay. I'll give you options in the proposal as to how much would you want to get from me, what package, ganito, ganyan. So, lagay mo doon sa proposal lahat. So, you don't really need to close the deal in the call. You can do it via the proposal and via email exchange. Okay? I would also suggest though that even if you're doing this type of process, you might want to consider that at some point in time, in some calls, the client is really going to be asking you about your price. Okay? And it's really going to happen. So, meron talaga tayong clients that they would say, okay, why don't we talk about the price right now? Diba? Kung sasabihin mo na, I can send you a proposal later, ganito, ganyan, and we can discuss the price via email. Sabihin mo ganun. Tapos si client sasabihin, we're already here in the call, no? So, might as well pag-usapan na lang natin. So, there are clients that are like that, and you have to expect that also. Now, in that specific situation, what you can do is, sabihin mo lang kung ano yung rate mo. And then, like my advice earlier, wag mo munang i-drop. Okay? Drop it when the client says so. Pag sinabi na ni client, ay, hindi kaya ng budget ko yan, then that's the time that you can drop it for the client. But at the same time, you also drop what's inside the package. Ano yung mga nasa package na pwede mong kunin so that you can meet the client's budget halfway. So, ganun siya. All right. So, is that answering your question, Mika?
Yes. Yes,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Okay. So, wala ka nang follow-up question. Ayun lang, yun lang yung 2 questions mo.
Yep, that's it for me. Thank you so much, Coach
Okay.
Demi.
Thank you din for being here tonight. Thank you so much, and I'll see you inside the group. Bye-bye.
Yay, bye.
Okay. Yan, sige. Wala pala akong tubig dito, guys. So, medyo, I will just try to the best of my ability to survive without water for the next few hours. Charot. Okay, sige. We'll do the next caller na. Sige, rock na to. Rock and roll. Ayan. We'll have Jazz.
For the client, but at the same time, you also drop what's inside the package. Ano yung mga nasa package na pwede mong kunin. So that,
Jazz,
need
naririnig
to
ko ang aking sarili.
So, ganun. Alright. So,
Ayan, si Jazz ay unavailable. Naka-delay kasi yung kanyang live video. Ayan na. Jazz, ikaw na ba to? Are you there? Hi, Jazz. Can I ask you to wear headphones lang muna kasi nagfe-feedback yung naririnig ko ang aking self.
sorry.
Ayan.
Nagulat ako
Medyo...
bigla akong pumasok sa... sorry. Patayin ko na lang electric fan.
Sige lang.
Sorry. Ayun.
Ayan. Hi, Jazz. Welcome to the live video. Ayan.
Nagulat
How can I help you tonight, Jazz? Ano yung iyong question?
Okay. Ang question ko po for today is, matagal, but then, yun, I'm currently working as a full-time po sa current company ngayon. Then,
Okay.
gusto ko pang sabayin. And then yung interest ko, I think talaga is handling businesses, ganyan. Like for, matagal na po kasi ako parang since college pa lang na nagba-buy and sell ng mga K-pop merch, yan,
Okay.
K-pop products. Mga more on ang target community is mga K-pop merch collector, mga ganun. So, yung narinig ko po yung advice niyo kanina na mag-offer ng free services sa mga sellers. Medyo nakarelate po ako and then naisip ko na pwede yun sa akin. Applicable siya sa akin. Kasi mga kilala naman ako mga sellers and then mga suppliers, ganun. So, ang question ko po is,
I'm not sure po kasi if what are the kind of testimonials na can you provide like a sample short testimonials na that will catch the client's heart, ganun. Parang ganun. Sorry, hindi po marinig. Hindi marinig.
Ayan, sorry po, naka-mute ako. Kasi si Freya kanina eh. Freya
Okay
naman
lang.
eh. Ayan. Okay. Medyo annoying si Freya at this time kasi she's heating. Naghahanap siya ng boyfriend. So, medyo stressful siya. Papaspay ko na talaga yung batang yan. Okay. So, ano lang yung problem lang is sample testimonials. Is that all?
Opo. Yun lang talaga actually.
Okay,
Naisip
sige. So, in terms of testimonials naman, what you can do is, firstly, guys, sorry na talaga sa aking pusa na medyo maingay talaga siya, no? I hope you're not disturbed by that. Maingay talaga, promise. You can only imagine my suffering. Suffering. Okay, so, when it comes to testimonials, one of the things that you want to consider when you're asking for a testimonial is the before and after. Okay? So, hindi basta-basta na you're just going to tell your client, client, can you provide me a testimonial, anything that sounds good? Or anything na that will help my name shine. Charot. So, you can't just do that. You might want to ask your client to tell you what happened before and after you offered the service. So, before the service, ano yung struggles ng client? Alright. So, client, ano yung struggles mo before, and then how did I help you achieve the things that you wanted to achieve? Okay? So, basically, ganun lang talaga pag testimonials is the before and after, because in testimonials, you want to see the results. You want your clients or your prospects to see the results of what you can do. Kasi yun naman talaga yung purpose ng testimonial is for your prospects or for your want-to-be clients to see exactly what you can do. So, hindi pwede na, alam mo, si Demi, magaling yan, ganon. Like, you can't just have that. Like, you really need to have at least testimonials that is going to tell you, or to tell the people who are reading the testimonial that this is what happened, and then this is what happened before. This is what transpired in my client's business before, and then I came in, and then I solved that problem. Eto na kagad yung result. So, ganun siya. Yeah, that's basically it. Do you have further questions? Meron ka ba bang follow-up questions?
Wala na po actually. Nasagot na po. Mas nalinawan na kung ano yung testimonials na yun, nabanggit niya po kanina.
Okay. Ayan. Thank you so much, Jazz, and have a great night. Bye-bye. Excuse me. Ayan. So, inaaching ako. Ay, nako. Diyos ko. Bakit nakaka-stress magkaroon ng pusa? Ayan. Okay lang. Cute naman sila. Meron naman silang parang pampalubag doob is their cuteness and their sweetness. Yeah, kapag gabi, they sleep beside me. So, okay na yun. Okay. Sige. Okay lang, guys. Get some water daw. Rish, thank you so much. Pero, carry lang. Boom karaka-raka. Gora lang tayo. Meron pa tayong mga few callers in. Okay, sige. Kilala ko tong next caller eh. Bakit kaya nagko-call to? Charot. Pwede niya naman ako i-message. Bakit kaya? Ayan. Jack! What's up? Ano nangyari? Ba't ka nandito? Charot. Inaaway lang eh. Inaaway lang. Yes, Jack. Jack is one of our students pa daw eh. Accountant pala ng ano ng CRA. Ayan, Jack, how can I help you?
Okay, sige. Eto, I noticed that there are common grounds where successful freelancers are going. Either they become a coach, just like you. Other one becomes an authority and become an extra highly paid consultant.
Okay.
Meron naman ako kilala that they are building an agency or a team. Okay, so the question is, if you are going to take your freelancing to the next level, first question, I actually have 4 related questions here. So magkakasunod. Sorry naman.
Okay.
Sabi mo sa extremely
Sige.
difficult.
Sige,
Okay,
go.
so number 1 is, how would you know which path is the best for you? Second question
Sige,
is...
Isa-isa lang. Wait.
Okay.
Sige. Ay! Ano ba yung lights? Yung lights natin walang walang stand. So, nilalagay ko na lang siya dito sa ano. Okay. So, how would you know if the path is for you? So, meron tayong mga nag-agency, meron tayong mga highly paid consultants, meron din tayong mga kagaya ko na coaches. So, to identify if which of the path is the best, the answer to that is there is actually no best path. So, the thing with that is if you wish to put your freelancing success to the next level, you have to ask yourself, what is it really that I can manage with my time? What is it that I would enjoy completely? Kasi in my case naman, like for example, I said this over and over again, na kung ako, I might have the, I would say, ability to create a digital agency, but I would never do it. Kasi sakit sa ulo. Like for me lang naman, I feel like sakit siya sa ulo because I don't want to get in calls all the time. Tapos ayoko na minamanage ako maraming tao. Tapos iba-iba yung projects. Like that to me is difficult, and at the same time I don't think I would enjoy it. Right? In another sense, one another question that you can also ask yourself is, if for example you're planning to pursue the path or the next level, are you okay not being paid on that path? Ayan siya yung question. So
I would... That's
yes.
fine as long as matutuhan ko siya, di ba?
Okay, so that's another plus point right there. So aside from the fact that there's no best path, and then you have to ensure na you enjoy it. The second is, if you're not going to get paid of it, are you still going to pursue it? Kasi yung next level mo is usually, ano na lang siya, parang something that you would want to do because you want to do it. Kasi yung freelancing mo, if it's earning you so much already, there's no point in trying to make more money, right? So you might want to pursue it because you actually enjoy that specific thing. So, ayun siya. Yun yung top 2 guide questions ko, I think, if you want to really put your freelancing to the next level. So, yung iyong other questions, Jack.
Okay. Sige, next one is, which path do you think is the easiest to scale?
Easiest to scale? Ano nga yung choices? Consultancy,
Consultant,
courses,
coach, or agency?
Or agency. Actually, I would say digital agency and coaching are top 2. Consultancy, kasi ikaw lang mag-isa niyan eh. Mahirap. Right? So, you have to divide yourself, or at least hire other consultants that have the same knowledge as you, which is not really going to have the same impact. Kasi the people who are going to come to you for consultancy, they want to talk to you because they trust you, and ikaw yung parang personal brand. My gosh, Freya! Ang ingay! Ayan. Okay, so with that said, there are also instances in digital agency na medyo mahihirapan kang mag-scale kasi you need to find the right people. Okay? But in that sense then, if you know exactly how to like hire people and then replace them immediately, yung parang ganun, kasi there's that point in a digital agency wherein you hire someone, and then if that person is not going to work, then you have to replace that person immediately, or else parang merong part of the building that you are trying to build na parang ano siya, parang UP eh. So you have to ensure that that's part of it, right? In courses naman, this one is a lot of in a lot of cases this works for people who doesn't like to manage a lot of people. So if hindi mo naman siya bet, gaya ko for example, ayoko talaga mag-hire ng a lot of people, tapos sasabihin ko, ayoko na talagang mag-hire, tapos next month nag-hire pala ng isa kasi kailangan. So that one is also something that you want to consider. Pero in both cases, digital agency and courses are both easy to scale. Basta lang in digital agency, you know exactly how to hire people, and then if needed, replace them right away. Like you have at least, anyway, you're in CRA naman. If you need someone, if you need to hire anyone, you can just post in the group, diba? Meron ka ng parang network of people who can help you with the things that you want to have. So there's that. Yeah, that's basically it for the second question.
Okay. Third question is, among those three, which is the most stable, do you think, in your perception?
Stable? I would say digital agency. Kasi sa courses, it will take you a long time. Like hindi siya pareha sa digital agency kasi when you are doing a digital agency, 'di ba, parang freelancer ka at some point, and then you have continuous clients. And then that in itself already makes it stable. So basically, yung digital agency is like expanding your freelance business. But in coaching, you have to start from scratch. So there will be a lot of months wherein you're not going to get paid. Parang, sige, produce ka lang ng videos or produce ka lang ng ganyan, tapos hindi ka, you're not paid for that specific work at all. So that one. And then there are also times in coaching na if you don't know how to create a specific business strategy, medyo medyo magfa-flop siya. So you also need to understand marketing in a sense where you can create recurring income for yourself in terms of coaching. Pero yun nga, in terms of stability, digital agency is much more stable.
Okay, thank you. And the last is, which one of it do you think has the biggest risk? Risk of losing, you mean? Yep. Risk of losing, risk of getting sued, maybe. It depends, no? Kung ano.
Okay. So, ang daming risk eh. Risk of getting sued, I would say digital agency. Kasi you're going through people every single day, and then there are certain clients, tapos mas maraming contracts when it comes to digital agencies. So, there are more pressure, there's more responsibility. And then in terms of more risky of losing money, I would say coaching. Kasi there will be instances wherein, like for example, you hired people to do the specific work for you kasi you're focusing on content. Like for example, sa aking case naman, I always, mostly, in specific months, I always lose money in a sense na yung ating CRA skill mastery session, we actually pay mentees, right, to conduct sessions inside the group. So, ayun siya, I lose money in that sense. Tapos, meron ding instances wherein if you're a coach, if you're going to run ads tapos hindi siya bumalik sa'yo, ayan, that's another risk when it comes to money. With digital agency, I'm not sure exactly how you're going to lose money. I think with ads also, kasi ads is a big gamble eh. So sometimes your ads are working, sometimes your marketing is working, sometimes it doesn't. So it really depends on what marketing strategy you also have in place. So, ayun siya. There are pros and cons, but if you're going to ask me, top 2 would always be digital agency and coaching. It's just that digital agency is not for me. So, kaya I went to coaching. Ayan. Alright. So, ayun lang ba, Jack? Meron ka pa bang follow-up questions?
No other follow-up questions. I guess parang yun nga, may kanya-kanya siyang pros and cons, and it would really depend kung ano talagang gusto mong i-pursue in life.
Yes, correct. Because there are people naman, like there's no right or wrong decision in trying to level up your game. It basically is just a matter of ano ba talaga yung gusto mong i-pursue na mag-enjoy ka, and then also if you're going to do it, just ensure lang na it's not going to take up so much of your time. Kasi I posted this on my personal account yesterday, diba? That if you're
Yeah.
trying to become wealthy and then you don't have time for yourself and for the people that you love, you're still poor. Because time is money and then freedom is wealth. Because that's basically what we're all about, is that if you're going to try to pursue something, just make sure that it's not going to take up 100% of your time. Right? So, in that sense also, let me add to it na lang na in terms of digital agency, actually mas less time consuming siya compared to coaching. So if we're talking about time, in coaching mas marami kang kailangan na i-pour na oras kasi you need to create content, you need to create your courses, your modules, you need to take care of your students unless you start hiring people. Which it's not financially feasible for you to do that in the beginning kasi nga, in the beginning, you have to do it all by yourself. So, ganun siya. Yeah, at least that's what I learned so far. Yan!
Thanks so much. I think that's all for me today.
Okay, sige. Ikaw hindi ka na lang talaga nag-message, no? Isang message away lang naman ako. Grabe siya. Okay, sige, but it's
This is
also
just for
good.
those listeners as well who, kasi I've noticed that there are some students of yours that I think are stepping up. So I think it's a good
Yes.
idea as well to kind of like share the same knowledge, share the same stress, I guess. So that's right. Yun
True.
lang.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Jack, for coming in here. And, yan, magsasabit na ako ng resibo bukas, siguro. Because I have receipts to pass on. Sige. Ayan, thank you so much, Jack. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Demi.
Ayan, okay. So, meron tayong last two, guys. Pasensya na talaga kayo sa aking pusa. Ego Freya is really heating. Okay, we have another caller. We have Karen. Karen, can you hear me?
Hi, Miss Demi.
Ayan, hi Karen. Welcome to the live video. How can I help you tonight?
Yeah, good evening. First of all, I'm your avid fan, talaga.
Thank you.
Sabi ko nga nun, if there is only a way that I could have a free talk with Miss Demi, and then nakita ko nag-live ka ngayon. And I got really
Ayan.
excited. I'm shaking right now.
Uy, okay lang yan. Tao lang din naman ako. Thank you so much. So, how can I help you tonight, Karen?
Okay. So, Miss Demi, actually, nagsulat pa po ako ng mga ng mga questions. Because I'm so nervous. Yeah, so the case is, whenever I see your post po, you've been mentioning about the multi-potentialates, yung mga taong maraming skills. And I believe I'm one of those people na I can do a certain thing, but I know I'm not the best of that skill. Kaya lang po, whenever I try to find a certain niche, kasi you've been also mentioning that I should find a niche. Whenever I try to focus on one skill, parang nag-shift yung mind ko, and then I will try to jumpstart to another skill, and then to another skill, and then to another skill. And then I don't know what to focus on anymore, and then I get really easily overwhelmed po sa mga resources. And my solution for that, actually, sabi ko, maybe I should really get an online course. Kaya lang, I don't really have the budget in the moment. And so, yung ginawa ko, nagpa-plan po ako ng small business. Kaya lang, I'm a bit introverted. I'm really shy, and I don't know. I'm scared to start a business, to promote a business, or to find the right business po. I am really an overthinker of, oh, that business is not for me kasi ganito, ganyan. So, yan po. And then, one time po, tinry ko mag-apply even though I have no really hardcore skill. So, pero alam ko naman po na may kaya akong gawin. Kaya lang, hindi ako yung the best sa skill na yun.
So I would like to ask if how did you find your niche, or how do you find what is your advice for me to find my niche po talaga, kasi feeling ko kaya ko 'tong gawin, pero at the end of the day hindi ko naman po natatapos. Yun po.
Okay. So firstly, let me just say muna, no, in terms of what you were mentioning earlier, na kapag you're trying to think about a niche and then you're thinking about another niche, tapos parang the result is you jumping from one business idea to another. In that sense, you might want to check if the reason for that is you are scared of failing. That's why parang, sige, parang ito, hindi na siya medyo nag-work, so dito na naman. Tapos, okay, sige, parang hindi na naman siya nag-work, sige, dito na naman. Kasi, you're trying to defend yourself from failure. Kaya medyo, dito ka sa kabila na naman. Kasi, you're trying to, parang tawag niya, parang you're defending yourself before the failure even happens. Yun. So, ganun siya ang usually nangyayari sa mga people that are having a hard time when it comes to niching down, is feeling nila kapag nag-niche down na sila, they are susceptible to failure. Kasi nasa isang specific niche lang sila. And they feel like, oh my gosh, kulong na ako dito. Next month, hindi na ako pwede mag-change ng niche kasi nga ito na talaga yung niche ko. So yung feeling na ganyan, that's usually because you're scared of failure. But the good news is, if you're actually niching down and you choose one, tapos you go all in on it, that's usually when you're going to get your breakthrough. Kung nag-change ka from one niche to another, babalik ka sa zero niyan eh. So you're going to keep on starting from square one. Kasi lahat ng progress mo dun sa niche na to, nawala na siya. Kasi you're starting a different niche. Okay? So instead of start a niche, create progress there, and then start going all in, saka pa mangyayari yung iyong breakthrough. Okay? So, it also doesn't mean that when you are starting to niche down, you're going to lose clients. This is what I always say with a lot of people. I got interviewed one time, and her niche is actually illustrations. And then, I told her na, was that her? I think I don't even remember. Pero meron akong nasabihan before na, ito lang yung, you can always do this niche, no? Ito lang yung pwede mong gawin na niche, tapos you can go all in on that, and then tapos na. Like, that's basically it. That's where your freelancing journey is going to start breaking through. Sabi niya naman na, ayoko kasi na isa lang yung niche ko, kasi that would mean that I will be whoever is reaching out to me na hindi sa ganyang niche, I will start rejecting them. So for example, you're an illustrator and then you are trying to draw things or trying to draw specific art for apparels. So mga shirts, swag, mga cap, ganun. So kunwari yun yung niche mo, right? And then your your ideal client are e-commerce owners or e-commerce business sellers, right? Tapos, kunwari, may nag-reach out sa'yo na, uy, Demi, gusto ko sana magpa-drawing. Tapos, yung nag-reach out sa'yo, hindi siya from e-commerce. Are you going to reject that person kasi hindi siya within your niche? The answer is no, right? So, the reason why you are going to niche down is because you want to get known for something. That's basically what marketing is. You're niching down because you want to be known for something, but that doesn't mean you're going to reject everyone else who is not under that niche. You are still going to accept them and help them because they called out for you, they asked for your help. Period. So, it's not like you're running out of clients if you're going to niche down. In fact, if kung mag-niche down ka, you will get well known and then you will start be referred to the same people over and over. Kasi for example, you're a graphic designer for female entrepreneurs. Tapos yung female coaches, si female coach A, kunwari sabihin natin ang name ni female coach A is Candice. So si Candice, may kakilala siya na another female coach na si Anna. Tapos naghahanap si Anna ng graphic designer. Guess what? Who's going to be recommended to Anna? ikaw that you who have been working with Candice, who's a female entrepreneur, and then she's going to recommend you to another female entrepreneur because they usually build networks, right? So that's the benefit of niching down. So another thing is, one of the things that you mentioned is, you always say you're not the best at the skill, right? So yan yung mga isa mong na-mention is, Miss Demi, meron akong mga skill, alam kong I know how to do them, but I'm not the best at it. And that's okay, right? The fact that you know the basics is already a ticket for you to start freelancing, like period, right? Because the thing here is, even if you're the best at something, there are so many people who are extremely talented and highly skilled pero hindi naman sila marunong mag-market. So guess what? Sino yung mga mas maraming pera? Sino yung mas maraming clients? Yung mga people na hindi masyadong magaling in terms of the skill, but because they know how to market themselves, right? That's the time that they get more clients. And that doesn't mean that you're going to stay there and become mediocre. If you're not the best at what you do right now, you can always get clients and then learn from the process and then start upskilling so you can also charge higher, and that's the time that you're going to be the best at it. Right? So it only takes a matter of time. What you really need to do at this time is learn the basics, and since you already have the basics, then you're good to go. Right? So there. So does that answer your question, Karen? Or meron ba ako na miss na question? Kasi medyo, I think you have other questions pa eh.
Ah, thank you so much for answering the questions po, Miss Demi. Yung isa ko pa pong question kasi, is it really necessary po to get an online class? Because yun nga po, as I said, I really don't have the budget at the moment kasi I am a first year college. Kasi nakita ko po yung live ni Kyle kanina. And then, he's 17 years old and I'm 18 years old. And then, wow, I can totally relate to Kyle.
Ayan. Okay, so in terms of online courses naman, that one, Karen, it's okay if you choose not to get an online course, but here's the catch. Okay? Meron kasi yung pros and cons when you're going to not get a course and you're going to get a course. When you're not going to get a course, when you're not going to buy one, you're also you're usually going to be relying on free resources. Okay? And in terms of free resources, you have to spend your number of hours and hours and hours in calling the internet just to find the right answers to your questions. Okay? So, ganun siya, diba? So, you're only going to be relying on YouTube or on Google, kung ano yung meron or kung ano yung mga sinuserve sa'yo ng mga people who are putting content out there, that's the only thing that you're going to take in. But, these content creators, it's either ma-address nila yung question mo in one video, tapos sa next video nila, hindi naman siya related sa kung anong ginagawa mo. Right? So, there's that. You're going to be trial and erroring, basically. Kung depende sa content creator that you're following, depending on the content creator that you're following, depende sa kanila kung ano yung gusto nilang i-publish that week, depende sa kanila kung ano yung gusto nilang i-publish that month. So, you have to wait and then scour for the internet. So, it's really going to take you a lot of time. And then, another thing also is, if you're not going to get a course, usually, when you are asking a question, you're not really going to get answered right away. So, okay lang naman. It's your choice if you're not going to get an online course. But just bear in mind that when you do not do that, you might not get to where you want to get right away. It's really going to take time, right? And then at the same time, it's also a matter of what you currently know. Kasi hindi mo mag-google yung mga hindi mo alam. So, for example, you have a specific knowledge already about freelancing or copywriting or whatever skill you want to pursue. Tapos, meron pa lang somewhere out there in the internet, merong nag-i-exist na information na kailangan mo as a freelancer, as a copywriter, as a graphic designer, or whatever that is. And you don't know about that specific information kasi nga, wala kang background knowledge about it. So, hindi mo siya malalaman at that time. Unlike when it's, unlike an online courses wherein everything will be tackled depending on the course that you are buying, right? So it's more organized, it's structured, and then it's also going to shortcut your process because whatever path you are trying to get to, it has already been laid out for you by the course creator. So kung ano man yung mga struggle ni course creator back in the day, kung ano man yung mga paghihirap niya, hindi mo na siya kailangan i-go through kasi meron na yun sa meron na yung lahat na yun sa online course na ginawa ni course creator. Now, the problem here is you mentioned you're only 18 and hindi mo pa siya kaya sa budget mo. What you can do is, it's not advisable, pero there are so many ways to borrow money from people. Okay, I wouldn't advise it firsthand because, ang pangit kapag nangungutang ka, it's very horrible. Like, I wouldn't even say that. Kasi I wouldn't, nagkautang kaya ako 45K, di ba? Meron ako utang na 45K dati. So, hindi ko siya i-advise talaga to anyone. But, if you really want to be, to buy a course that you feel like you can resonate with the course creator and you like it, there are ways of you buying a course and then kung ano man yung mga nalaman mo sa course na yon, apply mo kaagad para you will make your money back and then you start paying the person. Right? So, ganun siya. Parang basic siya na, what do you call this? Parang investment. So, nangyari na yan multiple times. Then, if you watched our very recent live video with Finisha Verside, si architect na naging freelancer, ganun din yung nangyari sa kanya. She didn't have any money, pero nangutang siya. Tapos, she applied the lessons. Pero it took her again another 6 months to even do it, right? So, if you have friends or family, pwede naman. Pero kung wala talaga, then you might as well resort to the free resources na lang muna. Pero, ayun nga, bear in mind lang that it will take a while for you to get to where you want. Pero kung patient ka naman, okay lang din, diba? So, it really is, it really depends to the person that is going through that kind of situation. Yan. So, na-answer ko ba yung question mo? Do you have any other questions?
Wala na po, Miss Demi. Thank you so much po.
Ayan.
It's really
Thank
a privilege to have you.
Thank you so much din. Thank you for joining this live session, Karen. Thank you so much and have a good night. Bye-bye. Ayan. Okay. 2 callers. Meron pa tayong 2 callers. Sige. We have Reeve.
Miss Demi, thank you so much po.
Delay din yung
It's really
kanilang
a
live
privilege to
video.
have you.
Reeve, okay ka lang? Ayan.
Okay lang po.
Ayan, Reeve. Kumusta ka naman? How are you? Saan ka located? Tsaka, how can I help you tonight?
I am from Apa, Cebu City. And
Uy! Silingan! Okay, tapos?
Salingan dyan. Dali lang.
Okay. Let's
Ako lang
speak in
i-close,
Tagalog lang, Reeve, so that people can understand. Kasi people might, baka hindi na sila mag-watch ng live kasi we're speaking. Ay! Ito na naman ako sa lights ko. Sorry na talaga, guys. Hindi na sila wala siya.
I'll try my best to speak in Tagalog.
Yes. Okay. Or English. Gora Bells.
Gora bells. So, ulit, I'm Rave Barloso from Cebu City. And let's go then sa question. My first question will be, what can you advise for someone who plans to attain skills to be adaptive in the market?
Ano yung, what is the advice that you can say to a person who wants to be basically successful in the market? Is that it? Okay. So firstly, when you are trying to get any type of skill, make sure that you like that skill and you enjoy it. it doesn't make any sense for anyone who's trying to pursue a skill that they don't even know. Like they don't even like it. They don't even enjoy it. Like what's the reason why you're pursuing that skill? Kasi patok or other people are saying na oh you have to pursue that skill kasi what do you call it? Mas maraming pera yung mapapag tawag nito. I'm like running out of Tagalog, guys. So I'll just speak in English. Yeah, if that skill is something that's going to make you more money, don't even go there. Just make sure that you are pursuing a skill that you completely enjoy. So there's that. And then also, apart from that, is make sure that you're pursuing a skill that you enjoy learning. Kasi there are skills that you enjoy doing, but you also don't enjoy learning. So I don't know if you can relate to that, but there are instances wherein it's like that. Na parang you enjoy doing it, like for example, drawing. In my case, I completely enjoy drawing as my means of leisure and hobby, pero ayoko siyang I don't want to dive deeper into it further. Parang I don't have the patience to watch courses about drawing anymore. So there's that. You have to enjoy it, and at the same time, you have to enjoy learning it also. So there.
So, marag koan. Oh, I mean, and are certificates from online skill courses sufficient for marketing the service I can give?
When it comes to certificates, they actually don't stand any. I don't know how, but in my case, kasi I would say that certificates are not that important. Reason for that is if you have certificates and you're not even good at the service that you are doing, it still isn't going to work. So, kumbaga, for example, you say, I have a certificate from digital marketer. I finished a course about digital marketing. That doesn't say anything about the quality of the work that you are doing. So the client will always find ways as to how would he be able to see na you can actually do that specific service. And certificates is not going to say na uy si ano magaling to sa ganito ganyan. Like it doesn't say anything about it. It only says that you have finished that course and that's it. So there's that for freelancing naman. But there are for example, in home-based jobs, I heard that they actually require for certificates and that it can actually um, get you more chances or increase your chances of getting hired. But if you're doing freelancing, your clients is not going to care about your certificates at all. So there.
Uh, I as of now I am applying for a job in LinkedIn and
Mm-mm.
it's related to freelancing. Uh, is that an agency, ma'am, or another freelance? Because it's like a job that also it's like a middleman that
Mm.
connects the applicants to or the employees like me.
Mm.
They connect us to other businesses. Is that an agency?
It
And
really
is it a good
depends.
thing to apply for it?
Okay. So it
Or
depends. Okay. So do you have sige. Okay, sige, I'll answer na lang the question. In terms of LinkedIn, LinkedIn jobs, the thing with that is it depends on the person who's posting that job. So there are people who are posting on LinkedIn. There are solopreneurs and they're looking for freelancers, and there are also people who are agencies and company owners that are posting jobs there. So bale, it's combined. So it really depends on the person who's posting the job. How would you know if that person is looking for a freelancer or that person is looking for a home-based job worker? Here's the thing. If the person says that you are supposed to work at this time of the day, right? Kapag merong set hours, like for example, you are supposed to work at this specific time for this specific something something, then that's the time that you would be able to know that that's a home-based job, right? And then also, and when it comes to freelancing, the client will only ask you to do a project. Sometimes it's just a one-off thing. One-off thing meaning They just want you to do the specific project, and then after that project, they're not going to communicate with you again. So that's how you would know that it's a freelance work, is it's a one-off thing, right? So there, another question is it a good thing to apply to those sites? I think that as a beginner, you can definitely make use of it. If you don't have experience yet, if the pay is enough for you at that moment, if you feel like that's what you are worth of as a beginner, then go for it. Completely go for it, because that's how you can gain your experience while getting paid. Um, and also, when you are trying to build your portfolio, that's also a very good avenue, because whoever it is that you are working for in that specific job posting, you can ask for a testimonial from them. Except if except if naka NDA. So NDA, non-disclosure agreement, meaning you have to sign a contract that says you are not going to tell anyone that I worked with you. You cannot use my name for any sort of promotional material or testimonial or portfolio. So ganun yung mga NDA. So there, it's really up to you then if you're going to take that specific job posting or not. Basta just keep in mind what are the criteria if it's a freelancing work or if it's a home-based job. With a home-based job, then they might lock you in with a specific number of years, right? Specific number of months or contract. Parang iko-contract ka nila on a specific number of time, and it depends if that will harm you from becoming a freelancer, kasi there are people that are always locked into these contracts tapos wala na silang time to do other things, right? So you just might want to consider that depending on the lifestyle that you're going for, depending on your priorities in life, right? So there.
Thank you, Miss Demi.
Is that all?
That
Is
would be
that
all.
all your questions? Okay. Thank you so much, Reeve. I'm glad to see you here, and I hope you have a great night. Bye-bye. Okay. Meron tayong 2 last callers. Sige, last na to sila ha. Last na to sila guys ha. I'll answer these 2. We have Bebs and Therese. And then after that, we're going to end the live session. But, sorry, fear not, you guys. We actually have a webinar coming up on March 1. So remember, March 1 is the opening of Create and Rise Academy for Batch Jacinth. And at the same time, on the same day, 7 p.m., I will be running a webinar. And that webinar is going to be tackling for our newbies out there, yung mga complete newbies na magsasabi like, how can I start freelancing, mga ganun-ganon. Yun, that's the place for you. So March 1, I'll be doing that 7 p.m. So Monday yan. So I will be going back live on the Monday. Okay, let's have Bebs here. Bebs!
Yes.
Yes! Kakausap
Wait,
ko nag-usap tayo kanina. Tapos nandito ka lang. Okay! Bebs is one of the members of CRA, by the way, guys. So, there. Bebs, how can I help you tonight?
Actually, magtatanong ako tungkol sa hiring. About hiring.
Yes.
So, as you know, nagpa-plan na ako na mag-scale. Yay! So, currently, meron akong 2 tao. But, they are both freelancers. So, kaya lang medyo na-confuse kasi ako. So, ano ba magandang i-hire? Since freelancer ka, freelancing business mo, ano mas magandang i-hire? Yung bang freelancer din? Or yung in-house worker? Yung parang remote worker, yung exclusive lang talaga. Exclusive lang talaga sa business mo. Parang kasi ikaw ikaw yung magma-market ikaw na yung pupunta sa labas para mag-market, tapos sila na lang ang gagawa ng kung ano yung na-establish mong system, something like that. So, anong mas maganda?
To me, if your business is still in freelancing mode, meaning, hindi mo pa sure kung consistent yung amount of money that you are earning, right? So parang nagpa-fluctuate pa talaga yung iyong mga numbers every single month. In that sense, the best route to go is to hire freelancers kasi you are not basically hindi ka committed sa kanila na kailangan parang payroll ka every time, right? So hindi you can only pay them pag merong project. Pag walang project, okay lang din. Like, hindi mo sila ma-hurt. Ganon. Tapos, kapag naman, if you're starting to get more stable, tapos, as in, you already know your numbers very well, na parang ilang client yung kaya kong i-market, or how many clients can I get for this month? How much is my revenue this month? So, revenue, tapos, kung minus the business expenses, how much na lang yung money ko. Like, you have to really know these numbers in order for you to finally arrive in the decision na kailangan mong mag-lock in ng employees. So, at this time nga, for example, real life scenario pala. Like, in my case, all of the people in the team are freelancers. So, I pay them hourly, lahat sila. Except lang kay Jack. Kasi si Jack is, diba, CPA. Siyempre, meron siyang monthly na ina-ask sa amin. So, in that sense, it only goes to show na parang, to me, mas comfortable ako on hiring freelancers because not only am I more flexible in terms of the pay, kasi kapag payroll, for example, you register someone as your employee, regardless kung makita ka at wala, you really need to pay that person. Regardless if may project kayo or wala, tapos walang ginagawa yung iyong employee, you still need to pay that person. And to me naman, hindi naman like super madami ang work in terms of being a team member inside SFE or inside my business. Kasi depende lang kung, for example, kina Shem at saka Hazel who are in the customer service arena, depende lang kung merong tickets or wala. Kung merong tickets, then they have to clock in. Kung wala namang tickets or hindi kami nagra-run ng ads or wala masyadong nagtatanong about the enrollment or CRA, then wala din silang pay. So, ganun siya. I pay when it's due. So, yeah, there's that. Did I answer your question or meron pang follow-up question?
Follow-up question. Kasi
Okay.
since freelancers, 'di ba, yung tinuturo sa academy is how to price higher, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin yung since freelancer kasi yung kukunin mo din, so may possibility na higher din yung rate na ibibigay sa'yo. Diba? So how can you what can you suggest about that?
Okay, so in that sense, we have this thing called price matching. Module 2. Depende siya sa iyo.
Balik ako sa module 2.
Yes. Balik pa rin siya. Kahit mag-hire ka na, go back to the modules, meron pa rin talaga siyang mga stuff there that you can make use of. So, when we say price matching, if your rate is not that high yet, pero you really need to you hire beginners muna. Kasi hindi mo pa afford yung mga expert right? So, you can hire beginners and then you can tell them na ganito lang yung work natin and then you can start training them so that they will grow with you. Ganun siya. Kaya, that's why beginners are always saying na, wala namang tatanggap sa akin na client kasi hindi ako experienced. No! There are people, like Bebs, for example, na hindi pa masyadong mataas yung rate niya, pero kailangan niya nang mag-hire. That's the very time wherein you are supposed to be hiring newbies kasi sila yung mga hindi pa masyadong mataas ang charge. Right? So, you can indicate in your job opportunity na, beginners pa lang muna ang budget ko dito, hindi pa masyadong mataas. So if you are a beginner or if you're looking for a parang first job at the door kind of thing, then I'm the right person kasi hindi pa masyado mataas yung budget ko. And then you always tell them naman na parang, ganito pa lang yung budget ko kasi hindi pa masyado mataas. Ganito lang din yung scope of work. I can train you naman aside from not paying you high enough just yet. The opportunity would be, you will be growing with me. Ako naman ang magmamarket. Tapos, by the time that I will be earning more, of course, you can also expect a raise from me. Ganon siya. So, the beginner who's going to apply for that work with you or you're going to hire, they will grow with you. Ganon siya.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Okay, ayun
Naliwanagan
lang.
na po.
Alright, sige, walang problema, Bebs. Thank you so much for spending your
Thank
time here
you.
with us sa live video. Tsaka, good night.
Buti nakaabot ako.
Oo.
Bye.
Bye-bye! Ayan. Okay. One last caller. We have threes. 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 You have muted yourself daw. Guest has muted themselves.
Hi.
Ayan. Ha? Oh, pareha tayo naka-purple. Purple. Purple girls.
Um,
Ayan.
oh my God.
Therese. Hi.
Hi.
Good evening. And how can I help you tonight?
First of all, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for sharing some thoughts about freelancing. I'm also from Cebu and still a
Yes.
college student. I just went to freelancing like 4 months ago, and then because I really want to help and finance myself and help my parents, especially because I'm still in college. Very feasible for
Med-
me. Question is, can you hear me?
Sorry, medyo nag-cut siya. Okay, so your question is?
Um, so I have my ideal client right now for like I've been looking for my ideal client for 2 months already, and I've fired the client already, and then I have this now. So like this is my priority. This is
Oh,
only
nag-cut.
because they free. Hello.
Sorry, medyo nagka-cut siya eh. Nagka-cut siya when you... Can you
I'm
summarize your
so
question na
sorry.
lang to, to one question? Yeah, can you summarize your question
Okay.
quickly na lang?
Okay. Um, so I have this one client right now. I fired like the part times. I have this full time job, and he offered me a full time job. But then, it's for me. That's why I'm not meeting up those 8 hours per day, and it means that like my goal for like my salary does not meet up there, and I've communicated this about this, and then I'm such an introvert and I don't really know like how do I approach him and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you have a client that's offering you a full-time job. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, and that's your dream client?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry ha, medyo nag-choppy kasi siya. So ano yung kanyang parang like what's your problem with that with your dream client offering you a full-time job ulit? Sorry.
The problem is he's not giving enough tasks for me to reach the full-time job,
Mm-mm.
and medyo na-compromise yung like desired salary for me. So
I see.
yeah.
Okay, so is that with your client, so with that full-time job, did you like contracted na kayo? Like you signed a contract already for that thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's a little tricky because there's a contract that already says that between you and me, so you already
Mhm.
have an agreement with the client. So that's a little difficult. What I can only like if it was me, the only thing that I would be able to do at this point is really communicate to your client na in terms of sandali lang ha, let me backtrack a little. With that contract na napag-usapan yun ng client, with you saying na na-compromise ang salary, does that mean na hindi sinabi ng client how much would it be every month for you? Like, hindi siya nakastate sa contract?
It is stated.
It is stated. Okay. So,
Mhm.
if you, can you expound further as to how is that compromised? So, paano siya naging compromised? Like, in what sense? Is it not like, are you earning lower than before you started getting into that contract? Or ano siya? Like, can you expand further as to paano siya na-compromise in your sense?
Oh, because I'm paid hourly, and then we
Mm.
have this like 40 hours a week, but I cannot reach the 40 hours because of him not giving enough tasks for me. That's why it's compromised talaga.
Okay, so also in that contract, with you being full time, what does it
Mhm.
say? Like, are you not supposed to get other clients? Like, you are only supposed to work with him? Is that indicated in the contract also?
Yes, like full disclosure.
Really? Wow. Okay, now I'm ano. Now I'm pumped. All right. So, um naka-indicate din ba sa contract that the client is supposed to give you 40 hours a week? Like, is that indicated in the contract?
Yes.
Okay, so there,
Mm-mm.
that's how you can keep the client accountable, and do not be scared because there is a contract, there is an agreement, like really written agreement, wherein the client is responsible of giving you 40 hours a week. So, syempre, nakalagay naman kaya sa contract na, uy, client, you're supposed to give me 40 hours a week. You have to really email the client and say, hey, client, I just noticed thus far that in our contract, that there states that I am supposed to be given 40 hours a week. And for how many weeks already, I have not been giving that same exact hours. That would also
Mhm.
mean that my salary has been compromised. Is there any way we can work about this, or is there anything that we can do about this, right? So you are in that specific question, is there anything that we can do about this? You are leaving him the option. So basically, you are wanting him to decide, like, what can you do for me at this point? Because I noticed that there is a something happening with our contract. You're not being a man of your word, basically. So that's one way of keeping your client accountable. Now, I understand why you are shy, and it might um occur to you na, like, I don't want to tell that to my client because I might just lose the job entirely, right? We have that kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
fear. Yes, I get it. So we have that kind of fear wherein we don't want to communicate to our clients because we might lose the job entirely. So here's the thing with this threes is, the fact that your client was okay with not, being a man of his word, you might want to expect that it might actually happen. Okay? That's the bitter truth about it. You have to start expecting that someday soon, if you're going to communicate with it, or even if you don't communicate to the client at all, there will still be something that's going to happen that will trigger it. And then randomly, the client would say, okay, I'm not going to work with you. Like, it's normal. It really happens. So I would really choose to communicate with the client first. Okay?
Mhm.
So, with that said, email the client and tell him exactly what I told you. Na parang like, hey, you promised me 40 hours a week, or not in that specific sense. Na you want to be more polite, at least in the email, and say na, I have noticed that in the past few weeks, we have not been hitting 40 hours a week, and it also has compromised my pay. Is there anything that we can do about this? Period. And then you have to wait for the reply. That's okay to feel nervous about it and all. But remember that if, for example, you might really lose that client, blessing in disguise, number one, you can find better clients. Okay? Blessing in disguise, number two, you can also cater more clients this time because you're not locked in a contract anymore. Okay? So when a door closes, another door opens, right? So there, you just have to really communicate at this point. That's the next thing that you are supposed to be doing, and then the rest is going to be, like, the rest is gonna be out of your control. So you just have to do the things that you are in control of. So communicate, and then
Mhm.
bahala na siya sa buhay niya. You can
Okay.
always find clients, and then you can start catering more clients na after that specific contract. So there.
Thank you. I
Okay.
have one last question. Ah,
Okay.
sorry.
Sure.
This is more of like soft skills. I want to know from you, like, what's one question nobody has ever asked you that you really wish they would?
Wow, pang Miss Universe ang question. What's one
Because I'm just
question that
curious.
people never ask me but I wish they asked? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Siguro I think if anyone is going to ever ask me a question, I think it would be about um what I really geek out the most, which is Jungian analytical psychology. Like if I can find someone
Mm.
who's going to be asking me questions about it, like, hey, like, do you know what's going to happen if I am this personality type? I mean, I get asked about it sometimes, but it's difficult to answer kasi there are common misconceptions. So people are very much exposed to the 16 personalities test, which
True.
is a lot of the times it's actually not accurate. So whatever it is that's being shown in the screen, usually that's not your type. Like 50% of the takers are not getting the accurate answer. So that's why I went to Jungian analytical psychology to really find out what my type is and then started doing things around it. So yeah, if I can find people who's also geeking out on that one, that would be nice. Okay, so there. Do you have any other questions?
That's it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope you resolved this already with your client. And then, if you have further questions, you can always message us on the FB page. So to have extra help. Alrighty. So thank you so much,
Okay.
Therese. Good
Have
night.
a good
Bye bye.
night. Bye.
Okay, you guys, buhay pa ba kayo? Because me, I'm still alive and kicking, baby. Oh, 2 hours in, very timing. Okay, so in live one-on-one sessions like this, I usually time limit it to only 2 hours so that I can accommodate ample amount of time of viewers and then also callers, diba? Ganun siya. So thank you so much, guys, for staying here with me in these 2 hour session. I know that there are so many people who already have left. Medyo naboring na sila. Oh, okay, sige, bye. But for the people who have stayed here until the end, comment in the comment section. I want to see you. And also, um, should you have any questions, let us know in the Facebook page. You can always reach us out there. And then I also have, again, there is a 1 hour webinar that's going to happen on Monday. So for the people who does not have, or yung parang meron pang skepticism about freelancing, and if you want to know more about it, there is a webinar that's going to happen on March 1, 7 p.m. The title of that is 7 highly effective ways to get clients as a freelancer. Taas-taas ng title, no? And I think that you will be learning a lot from it. And I really enjoyed live sessions like this. Like, I really enjoy it. But at the same time, I don't have a bunch of time to do this all the time. So, kung meron lang time, that's a time that I will do these stuff. But yes, thank you so much for being here. I really really appreciate you guys and for listening to these questions, and I hope that whatever it was that was being asked by the callers earlier, it also has answered your questions. So yes, and to the callers of this night, thank you so much, and I hope I answered your questions. I hope that you will be able to move forward and not get stuck. So there you have it, and yeah, I'll be seeing you on Monday, March 1. So bye guys. Good night and see you on Monday.